What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to discuss Lael Collins being signed by the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to use this article by Phil Mushnick because he had the most hilarious versions of, exactly what I was thinking as far as the people that ESPN hires, like, Kirk Schilling and Ray Lewis. And we're going to go ahead and look at the article. If you guys don't know, Lael Collins was considered to be a top 10 pick until he was, he had to fly back to Louisiana to be questioned for a shooting of his pregnant ex-girlfriend and the baby. The baby died also lately after, which was, considered a double homicide. The police have stated that he's not a suspect, but they just had to have him back there before the draft, which cost him about, a couple of the guys estimate about $8 to $10 million because the Cowboys just signed him for pretty much pennies compared to what other offensive linemen are getting. I want to take a look, though, at exactly what the Cowboys are doing, and I want to give Jerry Jones credit. From what I've seen with Jerry Jones, people don't seem to remember that Jerry Jones is the kind of individual that came from nothing. He's had his things in the past. Like recently, the most recent thing is we saw that girl with the picture, looked like she was giving him a BJ or some kind of crap. Yo, I don't know what that man's doing, but he's earned everything that he's gotten. That's the one thing that a lot of people can't take from Jerry Jones. He's regularly criticized. He says the most ridiculous things, and he does craziness. He's had issues with drugs and shit, a lot of situations like that. But you can't take away the fact of him coming from nothing and becoming what he is now. So this is not a shock to me that he's trying to get together the most ridiculous men on his team to kind of fight back, figuratively in their minds on the field for him. If you guys get what I'm saying, because these signings that we're going to go through right now actually make the Cowboys a lot better team. But I just really wanted to touch on the fact that Lael Collins, although the police say he's not a suspect, he hasn't completely been cleared from the investigation. So I just want to make sure that that's clear so that we know what's going on here. But I do, wish the best for him. If he's completely innocent, that's completely effed up what those police did to him, having him go back there and costing him that $8 to $10 million. And I'm just waiting for everything to be cleared before, I completely show the support, because I don't know why they would have him as a suspect to begin with. And it's just really, really crazy. But I do appreciate the fact that, Jerry Jones gave him a chance. But let's go ahead and look at what's going on, though. Jerry Jones, he also had, okay, look, he has Josh Brent back on the team after this guy was driving, like speeding, and killed his teammate Jerry Brown. And then he just signed Greg Hardy, who was convicted of domestic abuse. And I think he's going to be suspended. Is he going to also be suspended this season? Or I think his suspension is probably already over. I'm not sure. Either way, he has somebody that's killing dudes in their car speed racing. And people that just says, you know what, I'm about to beat my wife right quick, or my ex-girlfriend, whatever. I don't know exactly, what's going to come of it. But I do think that based on the speech that I heard from Lael Collins, that offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys is going to be pretty much monstrous. And they may have a lot of success with Darren McFadden. And I'm just saying that because the offensive line was no joke last year with DeMarco Murray. So if they're adding these guys, and he got this guy Lael Collins for very, very cheap, just because the police wanted to question him, and he's not a suspect. So it was interesting to just take a look at everything that Jerry Jones has been doing, because I think he's coming up with a system to get people that are going to be in jail so that he doesn't have to guarantee contracts. But that's just my thought process behind it. I don't know what the F is happening, but I do appreciate that he's giving people second chances, because in most cases, nobody wants to give him a chance. And to be honest with you, this domestic violence stuff, they have to investigate it more properly, because a lot of women are claiming domestic violence and it's not. Once I see that it's proof of domestic abuse, I completely understand whatever you got to do to them, get them out the league, everything like that. But the fluctuation in these alleged accusations has been costing a lot of innocent people to go through a lot of stuff, and their teams, and unnecessary investigations. And I just hope that when people do false claims, that the police and all these investigation agencies comes down just as hard on them as well, because that'll kind of limit it. It's similar to everything else that's going on with the rapes and stuff like that. There's so many women that are really being raped. And just the other day, you know, on one of these other college campuses, I just got, you know, a friend just explained to me, I don't know if it was disclosed to the media, I can't really disclose the college campus, but a female accused somebody of rape at a time and a place where nobody, you know, the place was empty. There was nobody there, and there were cameras there. So all I'm saying is that a lot of people are doing accusations, and that's all they are, but it costs a lot for the people's employment and the individual's well-being. So if we just kind of like limit that and try to make sure that once that person is cleared, the person that was the accuser gets punished, it'll kind of limit that. But Greg Hardy, bro, based on the evidence that was shown, it looked like he was like, bro, he's going in there like Mike Tyson and just punching bitches in the face. That's based on what I read, what transpired. And then allegedly he paid off the ex-girlfriend not to testify. Josh Brent, we all know his story, like I just said. You know, he had to go for a fucking speed drive and kill his friend. But those type of things happen, and it's usually, as we know, the driver always survives and the person in the car dies. Always happens, just like that. Pretty much, that should let you guys know. If your friend is drinking, he's like, yo, let's go, you're the one that's gonna probably die, not the friend that's driving. One last point though. I like that this guy points out the fact that ESPN didn't solicit the expertise of the most expert of ESPN experts on such matters, Ray, person of interest Lewis, who pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice in relation to a double homicide stabbing in 2000 and reached a settlement with the family members of the murdered men. Okay, look, listen, it's just to be clear, everybody has to understand something. When people do certain things and in the public eye, it appears that you got away with it, similar to OJ, you gotta be careful what you say, because those things are always there. People don't forget that you were part of a double homicide. You go on, you're mentoring people and you're doing stuff like that, but it's not forgotten. So in some situations, you just have to be very, very careful what you say. And apparently, I don't even know why. It's just really, really ridiculous the way that ESPN has been setting up certain things, because it's only going to get more curious to the people that are actually doing this, you know, doing the interviews and speaking to people and are there on a regular basis when they have backgrounds like this. And it's completely ridiculous. And that every time Ray Lewis says something, you know, he was talking about, the last time I heard him, he was blabbering about something that, you know, he reminds me of like Charles Barkley in most cases. Only thing, Charles Barkley is just guilty of being a fucking idiot. But these guys don't understand that when you come to the defense, you do whatever you do. Whatever you choose to do, you have to be very, very careful because of your past. And guys don't seem to get it. And this guy Ray Lewis just be saying whatever he wants, and then he's praising God and doing stuff like that. But then people are getting murdered, and this guy's doing settlements. So, you know, long story short, we have to. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood exactly what's happening and what the Cowboys are doing, because it looks like Jerry Jones is going all out for this season. It looks like he's going all out, and he just doesn't give a F. He's like, listen, I got a plan. I'm about to get these dudes for less than nothing, and more than likely they're gonna end up in jail, and I won't have to pay them. But while they're here, they're gonna play their hardest, because they have to fight through the, you know, their past cases and the current cases that are going on. I don't know. That's my thought process about what's going on, because other than that, nothing else makes sense about what's going on. And like I said, I'm very happy that Lael Collins, if he's innocent, was able to get another chance. But until he's completely cleared, I don't know what to make of it. But Jerry Jones deserves a lot of credit for giving him a chance. But I think that it's going to benefit Jerry Jones more than everybody else. But, you know, pretty much that's what you do as a businessman. It looks good, but it's going to benefit Jerry Jones a lot more. And I think the Cowboys fans have a lot to be happy about based on the way it's going. As long as nobody else, you know, as long as this guy Jerry Brown doesn't drive and kill somebody else, and Greg Hardy doesn't slap a woman in the face before the season starts, I think this will be right. And it'll be okay to get it all rolling, but I don't think that Jason Garrett is the coach that is, you know, premier for this type of environment of what's going to be coming. All the Cowboys fans and all the general fans of the NFL, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Are you happy that Lael Collins, you know, got a second chance? Do you think that they should have called him in before the draft if he wasn't considered a suspect? Do you think that Greg Hardy slapped a bitch this morning? Is Josh Brent currently driving the car? Not Josh Brent, Jerry Brown. Yeah, well, actually, it is Josh Brent. Is Josh Brent currently driving a car right now at 160 miles per hour under the influence of straight up alcohol? We don't know. But leave it in the comment section and let me know. What do you think the Cowboys' plan is? And overall, read this article by Phil Mushnick. It's completely hilarious. Let me know what you think about it. Until next time, one love.